Hello, my name is Madeline Orozco, and I'm going to be presenting my research project, Defining Happiness Through the Ages. So, some background. I decided to choose to study happiness because I was interested in how people's definition of happiness could change throughout their lifetime if different groups had different meanings of happiness or there were some common answers. So, happiness, here's a basic definition: feeling or showing pleasure or contentment. Um, I wanted to know what makes you happy, and my initial question was, does the meaning of happiness change based on age, or are there common interpretations of happiness? Method. So I had 5 participants from the ages 7 to 10 years old. All of my participants were female and Hispanic. So for my procedure, I I had my participants take the Oxford Happiness Questionnaire. So that questionnaire, I will show you later. It asked a couple of questions, and that would uh, give me a score of how their happiness level is. Okay, so after that, I had an interview with each participant and I asked them one question. And I didn't give any hints before or didn't influence their answer in any way. I just simply wanted to know how they interpreted the question and what answer they gave me. So I simply asked, what does happiness mean to you? So the whole process took about 10 minutes. Okay, so here were the results for the interview. So participant one, she was age 7, and I asked her, of course, what does happiness mean to you? And, as a 7-year-old, she was a little bit confused, but I asked her a couple of times. And so in the end, she ended up telling me that happiness meant playing on her tablet and eating pizza, which is expected for a 7-year-old. So, my next participant was age 16, and she said spending time with family and having money. And participant 3, age 19, said spending quality time with family, maintaining a positive mindset, and having a good support system. My fourth participant, age 42, said happiness means to be optimistic in every difficult situation, practicing self-care, loving what you do career-wise, and always being thankful. And my eldest participant at age 70 gave me a little bit more. She said, never taking one day for granted, spending time with the people you love, and living in the moment but planning for the future. Happiness means to be present in the good times and loving others. So for my questionnaire, here are the questions that I took from the Oxford Happiness Questionnaire. So you can see here, they were given 6 options: strongly agree, moderately agree, slightly agree, and so on. So some of them are: I am optimistic about the future, I have warm feelings towards everyone, I maybe feel mentally alert, I feel I have a great amount of energy. So based on what they selected, you'll see that there is a number for each option. So number 6 is strongly agree. So that would actually help me total up their points, and you'll see here. Okay, so the questionnaire results. Participant 1, age 7, scored the highest amount of points, which was 64 points out of, and I think the highest you could get was 66 points for the questionnaire. And it was interesting. I mean, she is a 7-year-old, so I did expect her to be more on the happy side. And participant 2, age 16, that was the lowest score, so which was interesting. Um, I think adolescence is a little bit tough, so maybe that could explain why their happiness level is a little bit down. And it was also interesting to see that participant 5, age 70, had the second highest happiness score. So it was interesting to see that my youngest participant and my eldest participant uh, came in with the highest, some of the highest levels of happiness. Okay, so here are some of the results that from my questionnaire. Um, I noticed that this question, I am interested in other people, showed everyone had a different opinion, which I thought was very interesting. Um, Maybe that question could have been interpreted in different ways, but I found that really interesting. And also, the I laugh a lot question, everyone seems to be laughing a lot. So that was a very um, popular question, I guess, that got all of the same answers. Okay, so interesting finds. So when based on the interviews, I found that family was a common theme in defining happiness for mostly all of the ages. Um, and I also noticed that the older participant, so based on, let me explain a little bit better. The younger the participant, the shorter their answer was. And so, for example, my 7-year-old said, the 7-year-old participant gave me a very simple answer, as well as my 16-year-old. And once I think the 19-year-old started to add on, and the 42-year-old started to add on more to their answer, and the 70-year-old participant gave the longest answer. And I think that comes with living and having more to talk about. Um, so I um, so I did not expect younger participants to include family in their response. I don't know why. I thought maybe they would talk about, you know, like being rich or something, or something more in that realm of like defining happiness. But it was interesting to see that um, my younger participants included family and included that social, familial um, theme in their answer. So, as well as my participant 5. So, that was very interesting. And I did expect for my child, I keep saying my child, for the participant age 7, um, and my elder participant, I did expect their scores to be higher just because the young participant is, doesn't have too many hardships. And the older participant maybe has lived through life and has just kind of been at peace now, or who knows, but I did kind of expect those numbers. Okay, so human development and conclusion. So at the end of this study, I found out that there are common themes that remain important through old age and through life. So I saw that um, the 16-year-old and the 19-year-old had had the same definition of what, or defined happiness by spending time with loved ones, as well as my eldest participant. So I, that kind of shows that I guess we always need that support system, and family does bring happiness to most people, I think. And yeah, that is what I found out. And thank you.